Hi cuties! I hope you guys are doing so well. I am super excited because as you can see here, I have the Misscheering Softgel tips, which are supposedly like a really good dupe for the Apres Gel X nail extensions. And if you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I love the Apres Gel X sculpted tips and that I use them all the time. They're my go-to tip, but they are really pricey. And these Misscheering ones were like $2.50 per box, which is actually crazy compared to the Apres one. So I'm really hoping that this is an awesome dupe. So yeah, I have really high hopes, but like, let's just get straight into it, shall we? So I bought these tips from Temu and I actually got like 4 different kinds. So I have these extra long sculpted coffin, extra long sculpted square, these long sculpted almond, which I have not taken out of the packaging yet. And finally, the sculpted extra long stiletto, which is also still in its packaging. And I'm really excited because since I do have a lot of these Apres tips, I do actually have like the length and shape that basically corresponds to each of the Misscheering ones that I got. So I'm going to be like comparing them to see if they like literally are the exact same. So I guess let's just start with these stiletto ones. First, let's get out the Apres size 0. And then for the Misscheering. In my big nail haul video, I actually opened these up and I noticed right away that these little packages is very reminiscent to the packages that the Apres refill tips come in. So I actually ordered some, so let me show you. So this right here is the package that the Apres refill tips will come in. So like if you run out of a specific size, you can order more. And it is like the exact same style of baggie. Like it's actually the exact same. This is just a little smaller and doesn't have the sticker on the front. Okay, so I guess let me find size 0. Size 0. Okay, this particular one is actually not a super fair comparison because the Apres ones that I have are actually extra long and the Misscheering ones that I got are extra long. I do not think that they had a longer option available. Otherwise, you know, I would have gotten it. One of the biggest things with the Apres nail tips is that they're very sculpted. So they have like a nice curvature to them, which gives the nail extension a lot of strength. So here's the Apres one and here's the Misscheering one. It's kind of hard to show you, but I feel like the shape of the apex is basically identical. Like these definitely are not flat, which is one of the biggest issues I have with a lot of cheaper nail extensions is because they're all so flat. They don't fit my nail beds properly because my nail beds are more curved. And then I also put like hard gel on top of them to keep them from breaking down from like doing so many sets all the time for my videos. So I definitely need a good sculpted nail tip. So this looks like it's gonna work very nicely. And then the last thing I want to see is the strength, because the Apres tips, one thing I like about them is they're very sturdy. Like, do you see this part down here where it's going to be on your nail bed is nice and like squishy, whatever. It's nice and flexible. But this tip part, like I am literally putting my strength into that and it is not bending. Like the Apres ones are extremely strong. Let's see how it compares to these. Yeah. Yeah, right away you can tell that the shape of the nail tip is definitely like maybe using the same sculpt as the Apres ones, but I think that when it comes to the material, these cheaper ones are a little bit flimsier. I'm applying like less strength even than I was for the Apres ones, and it's like quite bendy, so I think it would be worth it to get them and then just put like a layer of builder gel on top, just like a quick layer of builder gel to add a little bit extra strength, and then you should be good to go. So there's the stilettos. Next, let's look at the extra long coffin. Okay, so here's the Apres again, and here's the Misscheering, and in terms of the shape and the length, they look pretty much identical. Of course, these are both extra long this time, so they are going to be the same length. What's really great about the coffin shape as well is you can see the curvature of the nail tip really well. Do you see that curve? That is not a flat tip. That is a curved, sculpted tip. So this actually is the Misscheering one. So this is the Misscheering one, and this is the Apres one. And here they are next to each other, identical in terms of like curvature. So I'd say that the sculpt of these nails is pretty much identical. Once again, it is just going to come down to like the material. These Apres ones are actually pretty bendy. Okay, let's see this one. I'd say that the difference in strength with the coffin shape is almost not even noticeable. I feel like once you start getting into the shapes that taper more, like the stilettos particularly are like the only shape that I've had break off when I've used cheaper nail tips. So yeah, I'd say that for the coffin, these pretty much feel exactly identical. Let's take a look at the square next. Here's the apres, here's the Misscheering. Once again, the shape and length matches basically perfectly. Here's a look at their C curves. Like honestly, if I just showed you this and said which one is the apres and which one is the Misscheering, would you be able to tell me, honestly? Because they look literally identical, to be honest. I'll say, I don't know if it's just the lighting. I feel like maybe the end of this tip is a little bit thicker, like material wise, but see the strength. So here's the Misscheering. Here's the apres. Okay, yeah, the apres ones are definitely overall feeling a little bit, like a teeny tiny bit stronger, but definitely, like I said before, with the square shape, it's really not going to make much of a difference. Like you're going to be totally fine with these ones because I feel like square is just a stronger shape because it's not so thin at the end. So yeah, there's a square. And last but definitely not least, let's take a look at the extra long sculpted almond. This apres extra long sculpted almond is actually one of my favorite shape for tips like ever. So the dupe is not extra long though, it is just long, but let's see how much smaller it is. I feel like this length is pretty short for me, but also it could be cute. I feel like it's a really cute length, like a very demure length, and I feel like a lot of you guys have been asking me to do more short nails, so you know, maybe it's a good thing that I have a little in-between length of almond now. But yeah, otherwise I think the shape is pretty identical again. I can't really tell if it's a little bit more pointed in at the end or if it's just because this little thing from the form. So yes, there's that. And then with this shape, you can't really see the curvature very well, but here is what that looks like. Here is the dupe one, and here is the apres one, and here they are next to each other. So apres, dupe look pretty much the same to me. And then again, the strength, I think that you're gonna be fine with this dupe. It's strong enough. And yeah, I think honestly with this shape, the strength about meets. I feel like with the apres tips though, you can definitely tell the difference a bit more. Like it's a bit more obvious that towards the nail bed area, the tip itself is thinner to make it look more natural. And then the material kind of thickens up towards the tip. Whereas with the dupe ones, I don't think that is particularly as noticeable, but I do think that it's still there. So yeah, that concludes all of the shapes that I got. I don't remember if there were more shapes on Temu, but these are just the ones that I picked out. Now will come the true test. Let's actually do a set of nails with these. So I've decided that today I want to do some extra long coffin ones because I haven't done coffin in a minute, I feel like, and I just feel like doing coffin. So let's do it. All of these sizes are in here pretty randomly, so I'm just going to dump them out. And they should size out very similar to the apres ones, which I'm used to sizing out for my nails. So let me just go through these real quick and see if that is the case. So they sized out pretty perfectly. The sizing is like a teeny bit different because there isn't all of the half sizes. So I'm used to like having a size like 4.5 and 4, but instead I used like 4 and 3. So it's really not very different, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that little difference. So now it's time to prep these tips. And actually, I have this apres tip primer that I ordered during Black Friday and was in a box in my closet that I never opened. So I'm gonna open it and try it out. I think it's essentially just like any regular acid-free primer, like acid-free gel primer. But yeah, it's just the nice fancy apres one. It smells like nail polish remover. Like not necessarily acetone, but like nail polish remover or nail polish. I don't know. But anyway, I like how the brush is really short because it's gonna make it easier to like scrub. This is the primer that I usually use, and I could literally just cut the bristles off the end of this. I never thought of that before. So yeah, I'm just gonna take some of this and scrub it into the area down here. Ooh, this one seems to work like faster actually than the regular primer. Or maybe it's just because it's really hot in my room today and I'm not used to it being hot because it's been like winter and it's been like cold, but now it's getting hot. So it's drying really fast. But yeah, that dried and got sticky really quickly. So I'm just going to do that to all of them now. And this is just going to make the surface like rough and a bit tacky so that the tips like adhere to the gel and then to the nail better. And your nails don't go popping off on you. That tip primer worked really, really well and like super quick. So this is probably going to be my new go-to tip primer. So these tips are ready to be applied now. I just have to do a little bit of prep on my natural nails, but as I say in every single one of my videos, I do have a thin layer of hard gel over my natural nails, and I basically just fill that in every time that it grows out. And then I do the extension in the nail art on top. So that way I'm not having to file and remove product from my natural nail all the time. So if you want to see how I do the hard gel layer and everything and prep my nails, you can go check out this video that I'll like hopefully pop up in the corner. I'm just gonna quickly rough up this hard gel layer real quick since it has been a couple days since I removed the last tips. I feel like there could be like some oils and stuff that built up on the nail, so I'm just gonna use my little mini mandrel and rough up the top of the hard gel layer. I washed my hands to get rid of all of the nail dust, so now I'm just going to use some isopropyl alcohol and just make sure that my nail beds are extra clean and get rid of any moisture that is on them as well, because both dirt and moisture will interfere with the adhesion of the gel. Alright, so low-key, I have this sensitive extend gel from Apres as well, still in its box, that I really want to try because I found it in my closet in a box with the prep. Don't judge me, I don't have a good memory. There's a lot of things that I was having to make videos with at the time that I ordered this stuff, so it just got pushed to the back of my mind. Actually, it got pushed to the back of my closet and left my mind completely. But I will be trying this soon, but I don't think I'm gonna try it today. For the sake of having like a level testing ground, or however you say it, I'm gonna use this Beetles nail glue gel in this squeezy tube that I always use, just so I can see if there's really any difference with these dupe tips to my regular experience with the Apres tips. But I did just want to let y'all know that I do have some of this and I am going to try it out for you, because I'm also trying to find like a good option that has good ingredients in it and is HEMA free to prevent allergies and stuff like that. So yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to get out my gooseneck lamp. I'm going to fill in this bottom area with some gel, just the exact same way as I always do it with the Apres tips that I usually use. And I'm gonna put it on and cure it. And wow, I feel like that might have been perfect. Hopefully it's not crooked, but I think I used actually the perfect amount of gel, which is crazy. Usually the first time using a new full cover tip, I tend to mess up a little bit, but I literally used the most perfect amount of gel, I feel like. So yeah, these tips must really be very, very similar to the Apres, because that's what I'm used to. I don't think it's crooked. I think that my nail is just uneven. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the rest of these on now the exact same way. So I gave all of those a 60-second cure to fully cure all of them on, and they went on super easily and they feel really nice. Like I did not have any problems putting those on at all. It was so smooth. I love how like the smaller sizes are not super short compared to the bigger sizes of nail, which is also another thing that I love about the Apres nail tips and why I use them so much, because that's just something that really bothers me. I like when they're all like pretty much almost the same exact length no matter the size of the nail tip. So yeah, so far it's going well. I'm just going to quickly put a top coat underneath all of these before I do some filing around the cuticle area, because as usual, I did get a teeny bit of spillage, because I always do, no matter how much I practice, it just always happens. I'm just going to put a top coat on the underbellies so that none of the dusty crusties will stick under there, and then we'll get into a little bit of filing. These are looking so nice. Anyway, I'm gonna grab out my e-file with my little mini mandrel bit once again, and I'm gonna be using it at just like a really low speed, like speed 3 or 4, and carefully going around all of the cuticles and sidewalls to just clean up any of the spillage that happened while I was putting all of the tips on, because we want to make them look super clean, super nice. They're looking so nice and clean now. So before I do anything else though, I'm just going to wipe everything off with some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure everything is nice and clean. Once again, I basically do this every single time after I file before I put any gel polish and stuff on. So I have a little plan conjured in my mind. So I really want to use like this really, really bright green color. Look how pretty that is. It's even more neon in person. Like in camera, it's looking a lot more pastel. Like in person, it is neon. So I'm just really in the mood for green today. And then also, do you guys remember this one that I got in my Temu haul? This is just like a very glittery, pearly, milky white color. And I think I want to put this on top of the green just to make it look a little glittery, you know? Everything is better glittery, of course. So, but before I apply any gel polish, I'm actually going to go in with this Gel X prep again. And the main reason I'm going to do that is because, can you see like the little white staining from the isopropyl alcohol? Going over with the prep will just automatically get rid of that. So I'm just going to go over all the tips with this really quick. And it should also just ensure that all the gel sticks to the tips, although I've never had a problem with the gel polish itself, except like peeling off of the nail tip. So now that I've got the primer on all of those, I'm just going to go in with one layer of this glow up gel polish from Vetsi. And this particular one I don't think is HEMA free, but I know that Vetsi does have a HEMA free line of gel polish, but I don't think that this particular one is, just because it doesn't specifically say on the bottle that it is, and the ones that are HEMA free do say on the bottle that they're HEMA free. So this bright green is just like the most perfect, beautiful, bright neon green that I've ever seen for gel polish. I do just really love it. I ended up actually putting on a second coat as well, just because it didn't level out perfectly and I just wanted the color to be really bright and solid. But I think it'll look better even after we put the glittery layer on and the top coat and everything. So now I'm going to go in with this pearlescent glittery white one. Let's just see how this is going to look, because if it doesn't look good, I have a different idea. Okay, that's actually really pretty. It looks even prettier in person. I don't know why on camera this color looks a little bit more yellowish than it actually is in person. I'm sure that when I show you guys the video outside at the very end that you'll be able to see it in all its full glory. So I'm just going to put this glittery one over all of them now. Having one of those days, which is like basically almost every single time that I do my nails, I feel like, but I'm just having one of those times where I can't really decide exactly what I want to do for these nails. So I just grabbed out like some water decals and some stickers and stuff, and I've been watching these really cool girls on YouTube. They're like best friends, and basically they love collecting Bratz dolls, and I don't collect dolls, but my mom collects dolls, so like I'm kind of like familiar with that whole like doll collecting world. But anyway, their YouTube channels are Girl Underwater and Bunny Party 2001, and they are so funny and cool. But anyway, so I've been watching them a bit recently, and just like the Bratz vibe sort of made me gravitate towards these cute little girl decals. So let me just show you up close. Just like very pretty, cool girl type vibe, you know? And then there's this one and this one. And then also in that like same set of decals, there are these cute little bows, so I thought I might be able to use some of those. And then also in a parcel from one of my subscribers, I got these really adorable flower stickers, so I might use these. And then I have these really pretty holographic star and heart stickers. So I've literally only used water decals once before, but I think I'm going to try my best to use some of these. And then after I put the water decals that I like, I'll do some stickers. And then if I'm still feeling like there is more that needs to be done, I might also go in with some charms as well. That's the plan, so let's do it. Okay, so I'm just going to start by using these little scissors, and I'm going to cut out the water decals that I'm going to use. I typically find it really annoying to have to like cut out the individual little graphics when doing like the water decals, but since lately I've gotten into journaling, like junk journaling / like scrapbooking, whatever, I have been enjoying cutting things out. It's a fun process. Also, there is a frog outside that is like incredibly loud right now. He's trying to say hi to you. But yeah, even though I am kind of enjoying cutting these out, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm doing a very good job, so yeah. Okay, so I just finished cutting out a whole bunch of these little decals, and as you may be able to tell, I'm trying to stick to a pink theme, because I feel like pink pairs well with green. But yeah, so here they are, and I just realized, like, I really hope that they're not super transparent. I kind of forget how water decals work, but if they're super transparent, then they're gonna look really weird on this like bright green background. So I'm really hoping that's not the case, but I guess we're about to find out. So actually, I need to go watch a video real quick on how to use water decals because I kind of completely forgot. One second. So I've watched the video and I think I understand now. So I have my little dish full of water right here. I've also grabbed my jelly stamper and just this little card that you also use for stamping just because I'm going to use it. Okay, so there's this little plastic film on top that I'm pretty sure you take off. And then I think just like pop it in the water. Okay, now that it's wet, I can take it out. I think before we pick it up, I think we have to like dab it off a little bit so it's not wet. It's moving. So I think now I can like pick it up with my jelly stamper. Oh my god, it worked. It worked. I'm just gonna pop it on my nail. Like that. And dab off any water. Wow, that actually worked really, really well. It is a bit transparent, so her skin does look a little like green tinted, but I honestly don't think it's that bad, so wow, I think that actually worked out so well. That's so cute. I love it. Okay. All right, so let's just put on all these water decals. These water decals actually are looking so nice. I feel like I never really see people using a lot of water decals, maybe just because it's a lot of work to like have to cut them out and like put them in water and all that jazz, but I feel like they're nicer than just like regular stickers. They look so flush with the nail. It literally looks like it was printed on the nail. So I need to start using water decals more because I do have quite a few of water decals actually. Water decals are definitely slept on. One thing also about these water decals is you have to really try your best to make sure that they are dry before you put them on your nail, or else they just literally will not stick. They just will not stick. And like once you pick it up on the jelly stamper, you can dab it off dry with a paper towel or whatever while it's on your jelly stamper before you put it onto your nail actually. And I find that that has been helping a lot. I actually really love how these water decals are looking. I feel like they probably would have looked better if I used like pink instead of green, but I don't know. I just really wanted the bright green. I'm just into the bright vibes at the moment. The reason I left my ring finger empty is because I'm debating doing a rhinestone design just on the ring finger. I think that'll actually look really pretty. So I think I'm going to try to plan one out really quick because I like planning them out on my desk before I actually put them on. That way, by the time the rhinestone glue gel is on my nail, everything is ready to go and things aren't sliding around while I'm trying to like make a decision on what to do next. Now, just to take out my IV Fix gel, which is the rhinestone glue gel that I will be using to put them on. Also, my camera literally keeps overheating because like I told you, it's hot in here. It's hot in here and I'm getting tired because it's so hot. I really do not like when it's hot. I really much prefer when it's cold. But it's okay. This is just the weather we are going to have to deal with for the next like 6 months. So it's fine. I'll be fine, guys. I will be fine. I like the rhinestones, but now I just feel like the entire set is off balance because... should I put rhinestones around all the cuticles now then? Will that make it look better? I think that might help, actually. I can put these hollow stars, and that would add like some more sparkle to the rest of the nails, but I don't know how many of these would even fit. Okay, I think these are just going to be absolutely crazy. And I'm actually going to start by putting some of these stars on. And then if the stars are not good enough, then I'm also going to put the rhinestones. I'm going to try pulling the background off. Oh my goodness, it's working. Oh, that was almost so satisfying. Oh my goodness, that was so satisfying. This makes it so much easier, in my opinion, to grab the stickers off. So if you're having a hard time grabbing the stickers off the sheet, take the background off. Okay, let's just put these on real quick like. Okay, I actually have to be a bit careful with these hollow star stickers because as I'm pressing them down, the hollow likeness is literally getting rubbed off. So that's a little annoying. I feel like this set is also really like inspired by my new found hobby, which I've like mentioned like 3 times already, but like scrapbooking and journaling, because I don't know, I'm just like mishing and moshing a bunch of different elements together and making it look super chaotic, but also like really cute. I feel like at the same time, at least I think it's really cute. That just goes to show you like you can get inspiration for like your nail art and stuff from literally anything. So that's why I think it's also like really important to find have like other artistic outlets as well, other than just doing your nails. Like, of course, if you just want to do your nails, and like that's epic too, like whatever, like don't listen to me. But for me personally, I find that I have to expand my artistic outlets. Otherwise, I just kind of get like stagnant. I need other sources of inspiration. Like when I start drawing and scrapbooking and stuff, it makes me more excited to do my nails again. So yeah. One of my biggest pet peeves is when you use stickers and then they start peeling up and like start peeling off your top coat and everything. In the comments of one of my other videos, one of you guys said that when you do stickers, you put a base coat on over top of your stickers first and then you put a top coat. And I thought that was like a really good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a base coat on right now on top of all these stickers before I go in with the rhinestones around the cuticle area. So hopefully that will just like, you know, like secure them in. So for the rhinestones around the cuticle, I'm just going to do like a sort of cascading size of rhinestones. So big in the center and then getting smaller as they go around. This is also something really great to do if you think that your cuticle area isn't like as clean and nice as you'd like it to be. Just put some rhinestones on to hide that area. That's what a lot of people like to do. I think I used to do this a lot more when I first started doing my nails, but I think that since I started, my application has definitely got a lot better, thankfully. We've finally reached the final level. Top coat time! Woo! I feel like my enthusiasm has slowly been draining because of the heat, but also because I was really anticipating for this set to not take very long. And then as usual, I just like kept feeling like I wanted to add more things because I guess that's just who I am. So I can't deny myself. I just have to do what I feel like needs to be done. And then it just ends up taking a long time. So yeah. It's fine though. It's really fine. It's just I'm kind of tired now. My back hurts a little bit. But we're almost done with this set and it's going to have been totally worth it when we see the final shots of how adorable they look. I actually think that these turned out so cute. I went into this set literally having not even really an inkling of an idea of what I wanted to do with the nail art. All I knew is that I wanted to test these tips. And honestly, I was really debating just like doing a gel polish color and then leaving it at that. But obviously that's not what happened. And I'm glad that's not what happened because these are so fun. I love looking at these. Little close up. Dude, these are so pretty. I love these. Wow. And they feel really strong. Like they feel just like an Apres gel extension, to be honest. Like usually if I use tips that are like a cheaper alternative, they'll feel bendy or flimsy, but no, not these. Not these. So honestly, I think that these might be my new go-to for tips once I'm finished with all my Apres Gel X tips, because honestly, they are just so much more affordable and work like the exact same. So everything will be linked down below in the description as per usual. But yeah, I'm so happy with how this entire video turned out. Anyway, cuties, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much, and I really appreciate it. I hope that y'all are having the most amazing day, night, week, life. Sleep well if you're going to sleep, cutie. I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!